Hi, my name is DelmarshaeWalker. Welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone is having a great day today. With the results of Roe versus Wade, a lot of people are upset because they feel like now that each state is independent in making a decision whether abortion should be legal or not, a lot of people feel that they lost. A lot of people who's pro-choice feel that they lost. I am pro-choice and I'm a Christian as well. Normally when a person says that they are a Christian, they usually choose the side of pro-life. I did a video that I will link at the end of this one that explained why as a Christian I'm still pro-choice. I don't understand why people who are pro-choice, or just people in general, whether you're pro-life or pro-choice, feel that it was about winning and losing. When there's lives lost, there's no winning on either side. And it hurts me when the pro-choice people feel that they lost because it's, like I said, it's no longer at the federal level, it's at the state level. And one state might say, no, we're not going to legalize abortion, and another state may say that we will legalize abortion. And then there's talking about how awful it would be if women had to go back to the dark ages and maybe get illegal abortion. But at the same time, even with legal abortion, some women have lost their lives. I know more may have lost their lives doing illegal abortions than legal abortion. But sometimes women have lost their lives through legal abortion. And then the ugly side of abortion, because like I said, from the time a sperm fertilizes an egg and that egg attached to the womb, it's a life. It's just gestating, it's just growing, taking time to grow into a baby. But it is a life, it is a child, it's a baby. Sometimes when these doctors, depending on the trimester, and they go ahead and perform the abortion, even when they shouldn't do that, they're actually killing a fetus that, if you look at it, because it like I said, if you understand the gestation period of a baby, in the beginning it doesn't look like anything really. But then you get to the point where you can look at it and see that it is, the arms, the legs, and everything like that, the baby is moving. Some doctors will still perform abortion at that point. And the child actually feels the pain. It was one story, I would link at the bottom in the description box so you can read it for yourself. But it's one story where a mother, she went, I think she was in her she was 7 months pregnant, and she went to have an abortion. I think it was a legal abortion from my understanding. It was legal. She went to have an abortion. The doctor performed the abortion and then sent her home. But what he actually did was rip the arm off her daughter. He went to perform the abortion, ended up severing the arm off the baby, and the woman ended up I think she went from full term, ended up having the baby, and now her daughter is missing the arm. So she's feeling guilty about, I tried to kill my daughter and now my daughter only has one arm, and the daughter has to go grow up with the one arm because of the decision she made to go have an abortion. Like I said, there's many reasons why women choose to have an abortion, but even as a pro-choice person, even as a Christian, I don't see it as winning or losing. I see it as a life. Whether it's the mother's life that is lost because she feels the need to have an abortion, the fear might be driving her to have an abortion, whatever reason it is, even if it came back that it was illegal, like I said, abortion is still illegal. I'm kind of getting caught up with people saying it's no longer legal. It is legal. It's just not legal in every state. It's state by state. But abortion is legal. I don't feel like I don't feel like either side comes out of this situation as a winner. Because even as Christian, it's easy to tell a person to have a child, but are you really sitting there with that person, having that conversation and looking at everything that's driving them to want to have an abortion? I know people have abortion for many reasons other than just being raped or other than just being molested. It might be a person that decided to go out there and have a good time, end up getting pregnant, and she may be married. They may be in a situation where they're protecting themselves so they don't have any more kids, and now she's pregnant. So now it's like, if I have this baby, my husband will find out I was cheating on him and I lose everything. Or, you know, like I said, it's different reasons. And so I'm not judging any woman because, like I said, you know, those without sin cast the first stone. I'm not judging any woman, but like I said, sometimes you need to kind of, instead of telling the person it's either one way or another, kind of come together and find out what is driving these people to the point that they are pregnant and they feel that their only choice is having an abortion. Because even if you put the baby up for the adoption, who's to say that's the best choice for that baby, depending on the situation, who they end up with? Will that person take care of that child? Will that person be a molester themselves? Will that person be abuse that child? So that's not even a good situation for the child. Yeah, they survived the abortion and they did not, you know, the mother did not abort them, but they put them up from the put them up for adoption. Is that also the right place? The right choice? Is that a safe place for that baby? Is that a safe place for that child to grow up in? What happened if they don't get adopted and they have to stay in foster care? What happened when they transition from being a child to an adult and now have to go out there in the world? Are they going to be set up, you know, in a better position? So I feel that these two sides, instead of going at each other, because like I said, there's no winners, there's just losers. They need to come together and work together. It shouldn't be pro-life versus pro-choice. It should be, let's come together, look at the situation as a whole. If mothers want to go full term and may not want to keep their baby, what are the options? How can we make sure that we're vetting these people correctly to get these babies in a good home, someone who's going to care for them, love them, and you know, make sure they're getting the care they need to grow up into a productive adults. If they don't get adopted, then what? Are we going to set them up in a situation where they're getting a great education? The foster care system, we know that fails a lot of kids. We know the foster care system isn't great. We know once they turn 18, it's like, you're out of here. And they just send them out there in the streets. So that situation needs to be worked on. So I figure instead of going back and forth arguing about, is it illegal, is it legal, is it illegal, we need to be arguing about the whole thing as a whole. I feel that since certain states are, you can't get abortions in certain states, there should be a cutoff period. It shouldn't be at any point. If I see an arm, there should not be like I said, it's a life from the beginning. But if you see an arm waving back at you, if you see an arm grabbing on the tool that the doctor is using to abort that child, if you see that child moving out the way so they don't get killed, I think you're past abortion. I don't think you should be trying to have an abortion at that point in time. And I don't feel there's any moral or legal, you know, I don't feel that's just morally wrong on both people's part, the mother and the doctor. If the baby, like I said, if the baby is fighting for their life in the womb, trying to avoid the suction of that abortion tool to pull them out the womb, you should kind of think about that as a mother and say, do I really want to do this to this child? Babies feel pain. I don't care what they tell you. Babies feel pain. A lot of times they want to say, you know, oh, they don't feel pain and this, that, and the other. They might not understand where the pain is coming from, but they do understand hurt. They do feel pain. And so if you're trying to abort them and they're in that womb, they're feeling that. Like I said, that you don't think that little girl felt that her arm being pulled off her? You know what I'm saying? She's a baby, so she doesn't know how to express it or whatever. But she's in the womb. her arm has been sucked out, and now she's growing up without an arm because of this doctor making that decision to try to kill this baby at 7 months old. And and then the other part of that, the ugly part of that is, unfortunately, there is money in body parts, baby body parts. And that's the ugly side of that. And that's the side that really nobody wants to talk about. What do they do with those? Because a lot of doctors abort babies where they're pulling parts out of the mother. Then, it's like, what do they do with those parts? Do they just dump them? Do they hand them over to someone else? Do they get paid for them? Because, like, I don't want to get into it, but it's the ugly side to that. And like I said, it's the ugly side to both. If you don't believe that, then you're naive. Because like I said, even if the child survived and they're put out for adoption, that's not always a good situation for that child. Abortion, and like I said, when you go to a certain point where the child has arms, legs, and you can actually, recognize the arms, the legs, and everything like that, and the baby is moving, it's like you're really going too far. And the other thing, as a woman, you should never use abortion as a means of birth control. I understand, regardless if you say, okay, I made a mistake, I had something happen, I don't want to have this child, I'm going to have an abortion. But if your numbers are starting to get high, maybe you need to look into other options as far as birth control, so you don't have, a child. And if you made up your mind that you never want to have a child, there's things that you can do. You can get your tubes tied, cut, and don't have to worry about having a child, anymore. But I don't think abortion should be used as a form of birth control just because you decide, oh, I don't want to have a child, I don't want to use protection. Oh, I'm pregnant, let me go to the abortion clinic and get rid of it. This is my 7th abortion, this is my 8th abortion. I don't think it should ever be used in that way. But I feel that, stop fighting. God always wanted us to be united. He always talking about, coming together, helping one another. Don't put yourself above anyone else. Reach out to your fellow man. Iron sharpen iron, because you're around people that's going to educate you and make you a better person and pull you up to the next level. That's what he preaches. Satan is about division, tearing everything apart, tearing homes apart, tearing people apart, tearing kingdoms apart. And when two groups are saying they're basically fighting for the same thing, I see it as a woman's right to choose to do what she wants to with her body, and the protection of a baby, because a mother can die. Y'all are saying it's about the mother. A mother can die having an illegal abortion, just like she can die having an illegal abortion. So if you care on both parts, look at the whole picture. Suppose that woman having an abortion at a young age, and then she gets married and then want to start a family, and because of the things that the doctors did to perform that abortion, now she's no longer able to have kids. That have happened to some women. So it's not as easy as, is it legal or is it illegal? And a lot of people just want to run with that. It's a lot of nuances to that. It's a lot of things that's going on both sides, where you have to look at the whole picture. And I feel that as a group, pro-life, pro-choice, come together and make sure everyone is safe. Because as Christians, and even if you're a Christian like me that believes in pro-choice, but as a Christian, what did our Father tell us? He hates sin, but he loves the sinners. So we can't look at a person who wants to have an abortion and just throw them out and cast them away and treat them like they're dirt. If they decide to have one, if they want to have one, or whatever, we still have to show them love and compassion, but we can still not like what they do. A lot of people feel like if you say, okay, I'm okay with this person, I talk to this person, I'm trying to be friends with this person, and they do something that is considered sin, I can no longer associate with that person. if you truly looked at life that way, the only person you would be halfway associating with is yourself, because even you are a sinner, including myself. So if I say I don't associate with sin, people who committed sin, I'm, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm the only one I'm associated with halfway, because, you know, I will be guilty of committing sin just like everyone else. So we got to kind of look at a person as a whole person. Look at their heart. Some people do things that are not right and they can still be good people. Some people, you know, it's like they just evil people. And no matter what situation they're in, they're always going to go the evil route. They're always going to go the wrong direction. But, you know, come together as people, instead of constantly bickering and fighting and feeling like, oh, we won, oh, we lost. Look at who you say you want to protect, and come together and make sure everything is on the up and up for both sides. Make sure everyone is being protected the way they need to be protected. From the beginning of the decision, when that sperm hit that egg, to either abortion or birth, or if they go, like I said, if they go into adoption, what's the next step? What facilities are there? How can we take care of that? Say a mother has an abortion. Some mothers have abortions and they feel guilty about it. They will see a baby and they will think to themselves, oh, if I wouldn't have had an abortion, my baby would have been 3 months old right now. If I wouldn't have had an abortion, my baby would have been this. And some women go through their lives feeling guilty about that abortion for whatever reason they decide to have it. Some feel guilty. Are they getting the counseling they need? You know, are you just saying, oh, have an abortion, you did the right thing, and send them on the way? Are they really getting the counseling they need? Are they getting the forgiveness that maybe they don't feel like they're worthy of? So like I said, instead of just pointing fingers, instead of bickering and arguing about who's right, who's wrong, come together as a unit and help people on both sides. Instead of fighting with each other, help each other. That's basically all I have to say, and I hope everyone is having a great day. Peace.